you might have. Thank you for coming tonight. We'll begin with you. Just come up to the microphone. Would you let this lady go first?
Thank you.
She was raised in the
Hi, it's a pleasure to meet you. I've been trying to track you down since January. My name is Michelle Delacruz. I'm an Air Force veteran. I was stationed in Okinawa, Japan. And I'm also the founder of the Mothers Against Illegal Aliens. The reason why, thank you. I come here today all the way from Phoenix to help, sir.
What?
I come here all the way from Phoenix. I drove all the way from Phoenix. Can you hear me?
Go ahead.
Okay. I drove all the way from Phoenix with a very good friend of mine from Chicago to speak with you about the issues about how our legal citizens children...
And you're here to ask a question.
Yes, sir.
Please go ahead, because there's many people...
I am getting to that, sir.
Then please proceed.
The question is in regards to the legal citizen children of this country. Mothers Against Illegal Aliens' position is that we're trying to protect our children by all the illegal women and children crossing our borders, as well as the illegal women, once they cross the borders, they have their children. According to the legal 14th Amendment, the reading of it is that you need to be born or naturalized and under the jurisdiction of the United States of America. The very most important word is and, just like in a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. If you don't have and the jurisdiction, you are not a citizen of the state. And the legislative original language that the intent was what we have to look at when our forefathers wrote the 14th Amendment, was that it took a citizen to make a citizen. And as you said, we have to look after like the pork belly in Alaska, that our children's future is what's being affected. And when we talk about a comprehensive immigration bill, and that's when I come to you, I ask you to please start bringing to the Senate the issues about the women and the children crossing our borders, because until you discuss that, that's one of the incentives to coming here. Their children are not legal citizens, sir. And I respect you. You are a hero, and you are my senator. But the senators are wrong. American people have been brainwashed all these years to think that because we've been a generous country to give citizenship to these women all these years, it's a huge incentive for them to come here. And we're paying for it with schools, free lunches, hospitals, and births.
What is your question?
My question is that the Senate needs to focus on in a comprehensive immigration bill.
I'm sorry, we'll slow down. I still haven't heard a question.
Does anyone have a question? No.
Every legal person that I've talked to, every constitutional scholar has said that if someone, according to our Constitution, anyone who's born here in the United States of America is a citizen, and that's what the Constitution says.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't, sir. The 14th Amendment does not say that. The 14th Amendment, Senator McCain, the 14th...
No.
But the 14th Amendment doesn't say that. That's not what the 14th Amendment says. So you're not going to focus on the women and children crossing the border? What about the women and the children crossing the border?
I have had hundreds of town hall meetings, and I allow people to make a statement.
But you didn't answer my question about the women and the children crossing the border.
To the best of my ability, ma'am. Now, I wish
So
that you would be
it's not going to be a comprehensive immigration plan.
Respect their right and their time to ask their questions and make their
John Lowe, Prescott. I'm a Camp 1, a Republican all my life. I'm running for state representative for District 1. You and I have a little bit in common. I was a Navy pilot. I served in Vietnam through combat. And I want to go better. Anyway, I want to welcome you. I respect you and honor your service. And I'm glad to have this chance to talk to you. One of the things I hear all the time when I'm campaigning, and it's to the immigration issue, is most people that I talk to, and I'm saying 99%, do not want to give citizenship to illegals who break the law to get in. I think that we agree that the border needs to be secure. We need to have employer verification. I come at this, I worked 27 years on the border with the U.S. Customs Service, so I know a little bit about that issue. But how are you, you're really bucking the tide here. And I know you are because I talked to all these people. And I agree, I don't want to see illegals get citizenship for breaking the law. I can't go that far, that's a bridge too far for me. And how can we overcome that? Thank you.
Well, I tried to describe our proposal, and I promise you, I know there are other issues that people have that they would like to bring up, but the President and I, who is the governor of the state of Texas, believe that in this case, as I said, you got three choices: the status quo, round them all up and send them back, or to try to make them earn their citizenship. I've read the dictionary, the word amnesty. It has no relation to what our proposal is. But again, we need a respectful dialogue on this issue, and I am very much in favor of that. But I don't know who all you talk to, but I can show you polls as recent as yesterday, where 78% of the American people think they should be allowed to earn their citizenship.
That's not true. That's not true. No.
I understand that they're very strongly held views, and your views are very strongly held. But I can show you national poll after national poll, where the majority of American people see that we have this situation. Now, yes, but again, what is you don't want to give them citizenship. What do you want?
Yes, sir. I think that if the jobs are dry up because they're not here legal to work and the employer sanctions and verifications work, then we're not going to have roundups. I don't propose that. But over a 10 or 15-year period, through attrition, these folks will go back to Mexico. They don't want to be U.S. citizens. They really don't.
No, they don't.
They're going to send money back.
Right.
Right.
There's many of them serving in the military today. In Iraq, 20-something have been killed who are not citizens.
What does that have to do with the 12 million that are here?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Mr. McCain, under U.S. Code 1459 and 1433, to enter in this country without going through a court, it's a $5,000 penalty.
Yep.
So basically, if you come in this country,
It says it right at the border.
It's a $5,000 penalty.
He says it right at the border.
They would have to pay a $3,000 fine and pay back taxes. Wouldn't you say that you're giving them a break of $2,000?
I have not seen that law, but I'd be glad to raise it to $5,000.
It's not a law. It's right at the
program. What are you going to do if we have a little recession and all those guest workers, so-called guest workers, are hanging out in front of Home Depot? What happens when those jobs aren't there and those guest workers are running amok through our streets?
They're doing it already. They're doing it in Phoenix.
But they're just going to actually go home.
There's no, yes.
What about all the millions of people on expired visas?
I'm sorry, sir, but our proposal is they would go home. And you can disagree with me.
They're not even doing it now.
Because they wouldn't have a biometric card. And I don't know how you would round up.
Yes, that card is worth gold.
Now I have to go to the next question. Sir, again, I've done hundreds of these, and I expect to be polite. I've probably been doing them before you were born. I expect you to be respectful and polite, as I will be to you.
My name is Mr. Ball. I'm a veteran. I have a short comment, 30-second comment before I ask the question. There's nobody in Iraq fighting for my freedom. The only ones in Iraq fighting for freedom are the Iraqis that are fighting for their freedom against American occupation. And that's what it is. Shame of occupation. There is no military victory in occupation. We won the war 3 years ago. We're not going to win or lose this occupation.
And that is a question?
And I think you're talking about the victory